Hey everyone, so you're sitting there trying to write a track, maybe sketch out some chords, or just noodle around with sounds, and you keep hitting the same wall, your keyboard just feels limiting. Like no matter how hard you try, it's not giving you that spark you need to actually finish something. I've been there, and it's frustrating, to say the least. But then I discovered the Roland FANTOM 7 EX, and honestly, it changed how I work in the studio. The link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. Now, I know what you're thinking, another synth that promises the world? But this one actually delivers. The FANTOM 7 EX isn't just an update, it's a full-on upgrade with some serious firepower under the hood. First off, the sound engine is next level. We're talking about Roland's latest tech, which means the presets sound richer, more dynamic, and way more inspiring than anything I've used before. Whether I'm going for that classic analog warmth or something modern and punchy, it's all right there at my fingertips. I've found myself lost in the sound design process for hours, just exploring the capabilities of this thing. One of the biggest perks for me is the onboard sound library. Over 7,000 sounds might sound like overkill, but when you're in the middle of a session and need to switch things up fast, having that many options means you're not stuck recycling the same old patches. I've found myself discovering new textures just by scrolling through the library, something I never did with my old keyboard because the options were so limited. It's amazing how a new sound can spark a whole new idea, and with the FANTOM 7 EX, I feel like I have an endless well of inspiration to draw from. And let's talk about those ACB expansions. If you're into classic Roland synths like the Jupiter 8 or the SH-101, this thing has dedicated models that sound eerily close to the originals. I'm not talking about emulations that cut corners, I'm talking about circuit-level modeling that captures the quirks and character of the vintage gear. It's perfect for anyone who loves that retro vibe but doesn't want to deal with the hassle of tracking down old hardware. I've always been a fan of the sound of those classic synths, but I never thought I'd be able to get that sound without breaking the bank or dealing with maintenance headaches. Another thing that blew me away was how intuitive the interface is. I've used synths where navigating menus feels like solving a Rubik's Cube, but the FANTOM 7 EX is designed to keep your creative flow going. The knobs and sliders are responsive, the screen is clear, and everything just makes sense. I can tweak parameters on the fly without losing my train of thought, which is a game changer when you're in the zone. I've found myself able to focus more on the music and less on the tech, which is exactly what I want from an instrument. For producers who work in a DAW, the deep integration is a huge plus. I can sequence directly in the FANTOM, record into my DAW, or even use it as a controller for software instruments. It's seamless, and it saves me so much time jumping between devices. Plus, the pads and buttons are responsive enough that I can use it for live performance too, something I didn't expect from a keyboard this size. I've taken it to a few gigs, and it's been a rock star. The audience loves the sounds, and I love the flexibility it gives me. Now, I won't lie, it's not perfect. The Synth-Action keys take some getting used to if you're used to weighted keys. They're fine for programming and studio work, but if you're a pianist looking for that weighted hammer action feel, you might find them a bit light. Also, while the screen is great for navigation, it's not a touch screen, so if you're used to that level of interactivity, it might feel a little dated. But for me, these are minor quibbles in an otherwise amazing instrument. I think what really sets the FANTOM 7 EX apart, though, is the way it makes me feel when I'm playing. It's like the keyboard is an extension of my own creativity, rather than just a tool. I feel like I can express myself more fully, and that's an incredible feeling. It's hard to put into words, but when you're playing an instrument that's this responsive and expressive, you just know it. So if you're ready to step up your game, I highly recommend checking out the Roland FANTOM 7 EX. It's an investment, but it's one that I think will pay off in the long run. With its incredible sound, intuitive interface, and deep integration with your DAW, it's an instrument that will help you take your music to the next level. And with its durability and build quality, I have no doubt it will last for years to come. The link is below, and I think you'll be just as impressed as I was. Happy producing!